The objective of this video is to set up our Derby environment. So one of the things that I first asked you to do is to find where your Derby's installed, your Derby database. So if you go to your JDK, then go to your bin directory and go to DB, and then go to bin, you should find this directory that actually has the setup to start up the database. So when we're starting the database, we're actually running this command right here, start network server, which is this file right here. These two, start network server. These two are the same files here. One is for Linux, and this one is for Windows. Now, the issue that we have in class is that we always have to go to this directory and set up and click here and do CMD. And then we actually run this command here to start the database server. So if I run that and hit enter, that will start the database server. Okay, so I'm getting access tonight here, probably because I need database administrative rights. But my point is, I'd have to always do this. Now, the next thing I want to go over is, I don't want to always go to this directory. I want to be able to run this command from anywhere. So if I do Control C and say yes, what we're going to do is set up the path so we don't have to be exactly in this directory. And I'll just save us some steps. So let's set up the environment variable so Derby will be part of our path. So usually the standard is I'll search here for environment. Okay, edit environment variables. Let's close this for a second. Let's click here on edit environment variables. And I have a Derby home here already, but I'm going to delete it to show you what you need to do. Okay, I'm going to click on new, enter in Derby home, and this should point to the directory that Derby is in right before it gets to the bin directory. So I'm in a version of Windows that'll let me browse and find the directory. So I'm going to go all the way to this PC, C drive. Same thing, I'll go to Program Files, Java, JDK, DB, and stop right here. Like I said again, right before the bin directory. Click on OK, and this represents our Derby home now. Click on OK. Now what I'll then do is I'll edit our path, and I'll add Derby home. I have it here already on mine, but again I will delete it just to make a point. So what you then want to do is add Derby home, and again it might look different on your environment. I will click on new here, and you have to put in %Derby home, and that gets you to the Derby home directory, but you need to go all the way down to the bin, so you're going to put bin here. Click on OK. If you're on a lower version of Windows, you might not get this graphical user interface that deals with the paths. What you might have to do if you're, like I say, on Windows 7, you'll get a long string, and what you need to do is just make sure that each one of these strings are separated by a semicolon. Again, just because this is a nice GUI, you don't see that. These are pending strings. Okay, so in fact, if you see it here, notice there's a semicolon right there. But because we're using this great GUI tool, we don't have to worry about that. I'll click here on OK, click here on OK. Now again, what did that buy us? That means we can run this command from anywhere. So I'll close this window, I'll now go to my command prompt here. Let's see. Let's go to my command prompt here. Yours might be in a different place, again, depending on your operating system. I will run as administrator, so I'll have access to everything. And notice here I'm not in the JDK folder. I should be able to run this from anywhere now. If I do copy, paste that, hit enter, and now because my Derby database is in the path, I can run this command from anywhere, which is nice. It saves me a little bit of time. Then I'll open up another command prompt. And because I can do that from anywhere, I also can do the ij command from anywhere. So here I'm in ij. So the next few steps is let's just, you know, I'm going to install the database here. On my machine I don't have it, so I'm going to create the database and then add the data to that database. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect. Make sure you have a data folder, and it will create this folder called human resource. And this says create true, indicating that I'm creating this database. At least that's the goal, is to create a database. I'll do Control C here, right click and paste there, hit enter, give that a few seconds. This will create a database. If I look at my folder structure, I should see on my C drive, data folder, human resource just got created today at 10:13. Okay, that's us creating a database. In the next video, we will actually create the table and insert the data.